Hey everybody, welcome back to my Project 13, the OnePlus 3T. I'm going to do, hopefully not a long video, on customization and gestures. Now, there is a lot going on with those areas on this device, and I'm not going to cover all of them. I mean, there's just so many. But I want to cover a few real briefly. Oxygen OS is like a souped up marshmallow. Now, if this had nougat on there, it'd be a souped up nougat. Okay, it just adds that much more, but it's not really heavy at all. The skin is very, very close to stock. I really enjoy it. 6 days into this device, hopefully you watched the car vlog, me talking about that, that this device has just been phenomenal in the last 6 days that I've had it and used it. It's not the best device out there, but it's one of the best, and it's something to be considered within the price point of the $400 price point. This was $439, but there are other devices that you should consider as well. Just do your homework, do your research, see what you want. You have to know the areas that you really want out of a device, and when you're done analyzing and dissecting those areas, then you can choose a device that you want to bring in for yourself. But if it's around the $400 price point, this is one of those devices to consider. Now, Oxygen OS gives you some pretty sweet little customizations here. I'm going to go over that really quickly. At the bottom of the chin of the device, you have your home button, which doubles up as your fingerprint reader. And if I press and hold that area, I don't really have to touch it at all. It's really fast. On the right hand side, you got your back lit keys. You can see those that are backlit really briefly, really quick. Okay, recent applications, and then your back key or button, whatever you want to call it. If you press and hold this area, you're going to get your wallpaper, widgets, and customize. We're going to go into customize, and you get a window there, a window there, and a window there. So let's go to the very last one. You can customize your icon size from large to standard to small, and there's your system default and what they look like. Those icons, we can switch those to refon or rifon, whatever they want to call that, or dives. So you got 3 different types that you can use here. I'll use default, and I don't want large, I'll go standard. Okay, the other thing is enable shelf, and I'll show you that in a second. Quick search, which means all you have to do is drag up and quick search will come up for you. Quick notifications, slide down, and you'll get your first set of toggles there, which is 5. When this gets updated to Nougat, you will have 6 up there. That is all turned on, and I'll show you that in just a second. And your search, your Google search, you can either have it there, up top, all the way across, or barely there, or not at all. So let's go to saving it there. Let's go back, customize, to barely having it there, as you can see that right there. And I'm going to have it off because, as you saw in one of those windows, all I have to do is slide up and I can go to my Google Quick Search just like that, or I can drag down and there's my toggles up top. Again, that will be 6 eventually when Nougat comes. Winter Storm Watch is in effect. Wow, super cool. Swipe those notifications away, and my shelf is on. So if I swipe over to the right, there is my shelf. Now you can customize this area. This is actually something that I like. I don't really utilize gestures and customizations. I like my devices to be as close to stock as possible. But on devices today, we got these skins that come up, whether it's ZTE, whether it's Sony, whether it's LG, whether it's HTC, whatever. You're going to get skins. Asus, man, they have a really heavy skin that you're either going to dig or not dig, or sort of in between. You'll utilize some of those customization gestures. That goes into being a variable in what kills some of your battery life too as well. So something to consider when using. But I understand a lot of you want to use these customization and gestures to better enhance your usability on your device when you use them as a backup or a daily driver in everyday use. And I understand, because some of these areas I actually kind of dig, even though I don't use a lot or hardly at all. But I do like this area here. I like this shelf, and I'm getting used to it. Like if I press and hold, I can move that around wherever I want to move it, and you can do that to any of this, okay? But let's say I wanted just to get rid of my music player. I can drag over to the right and get rid of it. See a little garbage can? bam, it's gone in the garbage. But let's say I wanted to get rid of that and add something, or I just wanted to add. Hitting that little plus area there, it's going to give you the widgets, and you go into it, and then you'll have all your widgets, and you can add any of this to that shelf, and that is really, really cool. I'm trying to keep this out of the flash from the Samsung Galaxy J7. You're gonna get a lot of glare in there. That's why it's over to the left a little bit there. But yeah, that's how you do that. I'm really digging actually this area. I really am. Then we just have to swipe back over to the left, and we're back to my home page. And I think just having that right here from your home page and being able to utilize the chin of the device and the recent applications area and your back key, you can actually switch those around in settings. I'm going to go and show you, and being able to have a shelf there, I mean, just does a little bit of customizations. That's pretty cool to me. I like that. So I was able to get rid of my search bar because I know all I have to do is go like this, and there I am, right? Pretty sweet. Now let me show you something that I have enabled. If I draw a V, turns on my flashlight. If I draw it again, it turns it on. Buttons, you got your backlit, so I can turn off my my key lights there, the backlit buttons. I can turn those on and off, save battery life. You know, I know where they're at. I know I don't need the light on, but I mean they're on right now, but I'm probably going to turn it off. You can swap the buttons, so you can switch those around. So instead of recent applications being here, it'll be over here, and so forth. On-screen navigational bar, I don't have that on. Press button twice for the camera when on your power button here. So if you have that set up, you press that twice, you'll go straight into your camera. And then you have your home button, recents button, and back button. Each button will allow you to have an action that you can choose. So let's go to the home button here. I can choose all these options when long pressing on that area. So if I'm long pressing on the recent key or the back key or the home key, you can choose certain functions for that. That's really cool. So and there's a double tap in that area. So there's the long and press for an action, then there's a double tapping on those areas for an action that you choose. In here's all the categories. All the categories are going to be the same, so it's cool to choose different ones for each area. Hope that makes sense. Okay, so if I wanted to open and close my menu on my recent app and double tap, it just bap bap, and it'll take you into my open and close menu. Okay, or any of these areas. So each area here at the chin of the device, whether it's back, home, or recent applications, or if you have those switch around, it doesn't matter. You can create an action, whether it's long pressing or double tapping. Bam, got that out of the way. That was like the area I was really, really concerned with. Then there's gestures, double tap to wake, open camera. You saw my flashlight. By having that enabled, I can just go like this, and there you go. Do it like that again, and it turns off. Let me go back in there. If I have the camera, draw a circle, and there you go. Wow. I wonder if that turns it off too. Nope. So it just opens it up. So let me go back into that area. You toggle flash. Okay, already went over that. Music control, flip to mute, 3-finger screenshot, meaning you take 3 fingers and go like this, and bam, screenshot. I love that. Totally digging that area. Pocket mode, prevent accidental touchscreen or fingerprint operations with the phone in your pocket. So you can, I don't have it on, but in case that's something that you always, for some reason, you know, my display faces my thigh. It doesn't face the opposite way. So I'm thinking that's when really you would actually turn something on. I don't know, but I've never had that issue. You got display, your brightness, adaptive brightness, your sleep mode, you know, choosing how long you want that on, your display, your theme, you can have default or dark. Now check that out. Pretty cool. I'm going to go back to default, which is light. Okay, and you got your font size, auto rotate screen, ambient display on. I don't have that on. I may turn that on. I don't know. And daydream, pulse notification light, LED notifications. You can actually customize your notification lights, the colors. So you can change all that. So if I went to battery, instead of green for battery full, I can change the color in that area. Really, really cool. Digging that. So yeah, something to go in there and customize your notifications. I think that's awesome. You can cast with this device as well. Okay, let's see your sound, notifications, battery, and you do have your battery saver, battery optimization, high power usage apps. So this is something you're probably used to seeing. You can also hit the little icon right up here, little battery icon, and at the top there you'll see when I hit battery circle, that changes. Hide battery or battery bar. Hope you were able to see that, or you can turn off the percentage. See that? Let me do that one more time. Hit that icon, battery circle. Hide it. Battery bar. Where are we at right now? 3 hours, 37 minutes with 57% battery juice left in my device. So I'm not even halfway and I have 3 hours and 37 minutes still. Well, screen on time right now, which means with that much juice in my device, I'm headed to 5.5, 6 hours. Okay, doing really good right now. Battery life is really efficient on this device. Really stoked, and yeah, just been using the device since this morning. You got your storage and memory. I didn't know that this device was OTG capable. Some of you may want to know that. I actually took one of my OTG cables with my flash drive and put it in. It wasn't working, and I downloaded my Nexus Media Importer, which I bought years ago. It didn't work, and I'm thinking, wow, that's too bad. That it's not OTG capable. Well, when I went into storage and memory, bam, I had to enable it for it to work. There it is. Sweet, it does work. So, you know, there's your apps. You can go into every app that you have, and then you can, you know, do your permissions and so forth. But all of the rest of this is just counts, Google, date and time, language, backup, reset, advanced, and system updates and so forth. It's up to date. And about phone, we're running Oxygen OS version 3.5.3, and this is the Android version 6.0.1, Marshmallow. Eventually that'll be Nougat. So hey, you know what? There you go. Going over some gestures and customizations. Wow, I hope, you know, this is not one of those areas that I'm like really great at all. So if I wasn't clear enough or detailed enough for you, and you have a question on any of this or anything I might have missed that you saw in this video on any of these pages and settings, any of the areas and settings, let me know, and I'll go back in and check it out, and then I'll leave you some information, some feedback. But yeah, I wanted to go over this because some of the feedback was asking for me to do this. So there you go. Again, I'm really liking the shelf a lot. I love this customized area. I think that's really cool. It just, again, it's for some of you out there who really love to use and utilize these areas to make your life that much better when using your device, whether it's a device like the OnePlus 3T or any other device. I'm sure that there's ways to customize and utilize gestures and customizations on those other devices as well from different OEMs. The 3T does it very simple, very easy, and I'm digging that. Again, very impressed by OnePlus with the 3T. Any questions? Leave it down below. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being patient with me. Until my next video, God bless. Peace. And remember, you are my Project 13. This journey is here because of all of you, and I appreciate that.